You learn from these things, and then you look back and you're like, wow, the red flags were always there. And they usually are. The red flags are usually there. We just ignore them because our motivation, our reticular activation system is focused on the things that we want and that we want to see. You want to see this new person you're dating in the best light. You want to see evidence, supporting evidence that they're going to be a good candidate to date, that they're going to be the mother of your child or the father of your child in the future, that they're husband or wife material, that you guys are compatible. So you naturally start seeing all the things that you have in common, all the things that you're excited about. The red flags are there though. You just didn't. What's up guys, welcome back to Psychopath Exposure. My name is Kira. Today we're going to be talking about narcissists, psychopaths, and sociopaths. But that's kind of what we talk about here all the time, ain't it? Alright, my bad. I do want to highlight a comment that came in from Amanda Fox. And she goes, "This explains it perfectly. I remember slowly breaking that spell. It was a process over time. And then one day, I just opened my mouth and every damn thing I knew came out like a ray of light at him. He shrunk back into himself, not saying a word. As I explained, I knew what he was. I called him a monster, a demonic force. He hated me because I was an honest, kind person that refused to let him change me into him. I knew the 6 years I was with him that I was in a spiritual battle. I never gave in. I stayed true to myself. But I did have a trauma bond for years. He is literally a sociopath. He told me so in the beginning, but I didn't listen. That is on me. I knew better. I was not familiar with the word narcissist until this past year. I just knew it was evil." Thank you, Amanda. Thanks for sending that in. A lot of us didn't know what a narcissist was. I sure didn't. I thought about narcissist as someone that was just conceited and vain, like the Greek word narcissus, and the person that would look at themselves in the water to see their reflection, from Greek mythology and all that stuff. I didn't know it was a personality disorder. I didn't know none of these things. And as a matter of fact, I'm gonna make a video at some point about how this information has gotten out there and overexposed, where even kids now on social media, they're using terms like gaslighting and narcissist and all this stuff, and they don't even know what the hell they're talking about. So it's kind of like diffusing the actual meaning. Here in this channel, we're talking about the disorder, the psychological disorder, the personality disorder. I've struggled my whole life to say personality. I used to say personality sometimes, Natalie, and I will get all tongue twisted. But I'm gonna get through this. I promise. I will get better one day at a time, 0.5% at a time, 1% a day, whatever it takes. I will perfect that word if it's the last thing I do. So, almost went on a tangent there. Back on topic. It's a personality disorder, all right? Sure, they can be a little conceited, they can be grandiose, they can love themselves and all that. Yeah, of course, that's part of it. I believe that's why it's called narcissist, because it comes from the Greek word and that definition as well. But we're talking in clinical terms, the personality disorder, right? And when you start learning about this stuff, you start getting the answers that you were looking for. It's the only thing that actually makes sense. You're digging through the internet, you're over-talking with friends, really. You think it was just that love ran out, there's a broken heart, something like that. But no, there's more. There's always something more. It's more than that. It's more than a broken heart. You don't feel like that broken heart from junior high, you know, or middle school, like they, you know, because it used to be junior high, now it's middle school. You feel something different. You feel like your soul has been robbed. You feel like your innocence has been stolen. Your mind is warped. You feel like a vegetable. You feel like you've been stripped of all life and energy. You feel like you've lost all color in your skin, and you're just like you've been, you know, bitten by a vampire, and they drained you until that very last drop. Because a vampire can't drink dead blood, so they have to leave you like 1% alive before they discard you. And that's what it feels like when you've been with a narcissist or a psychopath or sociopath. Now, what's scary is that sometimes, oftentimes, these seasoned psychopath, the seasoned sociopath, the seasoned narcissist, eventually they know what they are. Not so much at the beginning, but eventually they know exactly what they are. You know, some of them are so messed up that they have no idea. But the really intelligent ones, the ones that have already been through, this is not their first rodeo, they've been through this before, they've sabotaged so many relationships. They start to, you know, especially when the other person starts calling them that, and they start calling them a sociopath or a narcissist or a psychopath, and they start doing research, and you know, communities like these and all these books and podcasts, and they start realizing, damn, maybe that's what I have. But you can't cure it. You can't fix it. So sometimes they'll openly just tell you that this is what they are. And the sad thing is that you're so desperate for love, you're so desperate for companionship, that you ignore those red flags and you think, okay, maybe I'll be the exception. They're telling me they're a sociopath, but maybe in their honesty, there's value in their honesty. Maybe they can be sociopathic towards other people, but not me. I'm gonna be the special one. And it just doesn't work that way. It's like the story of the scorpion and the frog. I've told that story many times in videos, but for those that haven't heard it, there's different renditions of it. But it's a scorpion and a frog, and they need to cross the river. The frog obviously can swim, the scorpion can't. So the scorpion asks the frog, hey, can you ferry me across the river? And the frog tells him, are you stupid idiot? Do you think I'm a buffoon? Like, the moment I let you climb on my back, you're gonna sting me, you predator. And the scorpion says, that's nonsense. Why would I do that? I need you. I need you to ferry me across. Why would I destroy the very thing that I need? Why would I destroy my source of supply? So the frog gets gaslit and says, all right, let's go. And, you know, halfway across the river or the pond or the puddle, the frog starts to think, hey, wow, I guess the scorpion is being true to his word. Maybe I was wrong about this guy, huh? I guess I was wrong about this guy. And the scorpion stings him. Yeah, that's what the scorpion does. It stings him, and down they go. So now the frog, he's got scorpion poison in him, so he's gonna die. And the scorpion's gonna die immediately. And so then imagine they're both going down, right? They're both going down. The frog is like, why, you son of a bitch? I should have known better. Why would you do this? You know how you guys ask, why would the narcissist do this? Why would they self-sabotage? Why would they self-sabotage a perfectly amazing situation? Why would they do that? Oh, the scorpion says, you idiot, it's in my nature. It's in my nature. That's right. The frog knew better, and he gave him a chance. He took a risk on something that had been documented, and he knew what was going to happen, and he still took a chance, and he got burned. You guys have to take calculated risks. You can't take foolish risks. When the sociopath, psychopath, narcissist, toxic person tells you what they are, pay attention. Pay attention. If they tell you that they're a recovering alcoholic, why is that any different? Oh, Kita, how dare you compare alcoholism and narcissism? I'm not comparing those things, but the similarity is that when you're dealing with someone that has a situation in their head, an addiction, a disorder, a disease, whatever the case may be, that comes with a side of consequences. You have to be willing to take on those consequences. You can't be delusional and think, oh, that's fine. Oh, you're a recovering alcoholic, no problem. That means you don't drink, right? You're in recovery, you don't drink, right? No, that's not what it means. It means they're in recovery because they struggle to not drink. It's a daily reprieve. They will probably relapse or have moments where they act nutty. Are you ready to deal with that? Are you willing to deal with the anxiety that comes when they disappear and you think they're at the bar relapsing, or maybe they're in jail because they got a DUI? If you don't know what those consequences are, that means that you don't know. You don't know what you don't know, which is the worst place to be. Well, what is alcoholism? What is sociopathy? What's psychopathy? I haven't been able to utter a perfect word like for the past 3 videos. I apologize about that. But what is narcissism? What is narcissist personality disorder? You have to understand what it is and the consequences that come with dating or marrying somebody that has this disorder, or in the case of like addiction, that have that type of disease or that struggle. You have to understand it's in the nature of that disorder or that disease to create the symptoms and to create the circumstances and the situations that arise from that. That's what it is. So when the scorpion told the frog, it's in my nature, there's a lot to be learned from that. Imagine dating a serial killer and they've killed, 33 people. What, you think that you're exempt from that? That somehow they have some sort of loyalty to you? That's what they do, right? That's what they do. They murder people. Are you not a person? If you're a person, you qualify. They may not slaughter animals, they slaughter humans. Are you a human? Yeah? Okay, that means you qualify. That means there's a chance you could be next. My psychopath ex didn't tell me on the first day what she was, but with my impeccable memory, I remember a lot of things that she did tell me. A lot. I remember her telling me on her first date that she had done acid for the first time, and that her experience in acid, the thing that she remembered the most was looking at a photograph of herself, and that it turned into a skeleton. That's one of the first things that she told me. And I was like, man, that's creepy. Imagine you look at yourself and you turn into a skeleton. Now it makes sense. She was death, and she saw herself through her enlightened senses of being on LSD. She saw herself for what she really was. And she told me about it. Nowadays, if someone tells me something like that, I'll ask the server for the check, and I'd be on my way out. After I pay, of course, I'd be on my way out. Well, you know what? It was nice meeting you. I don't want to have a second date with death. All right? So it's messed up. It's messed up not knowing. A lot of times you're just not going to know. That's what life is all about. It's a journey. You learn from these things, and then you look back and you're like, wow, the red flags were always there. And they usually are. The red flags are usually there. We just ignore them because our motivation, our reticular activation system is focused on the things that we want and that we want to see. You want to see this new person you're dating in the best light. You want to see evidence, supporting evidence that they're going to be a good candidate to date, that they're going to be the mother of your child or the father of your child in the future, that they're husband or wife material, that you guys are compatible. So you naturally start seeing all the things that you have in common, all the things that you're excited about. The red flags are there though. You just didn't notice them because you were distracted with all these other things that you wanted. You know what I'm saying? But they're always there. They're always there. And that's why when you look back with clarity, you're like, damn, that's right. That's why they used to say that. Damn, that's right. That's why they used to disappear every Thursday night. Damn, that's right. That's why they needed to be home by this time, because they were going to do something else with somebody, with the other person. Oh, the red flags were there. You didn't want to look at them for fear that, hey, damn, I finally meet someone and now I'm going to have to turn them away because they're doing something that's completely irrational, uncanny, unacceptable, and weird and makes me feel uneasy. But let me ignore that for the sake of not being alone. See how that works? But the red flags were always there. And isn't it interesting? The longer you stayed in that toxic relationship, the bigger the red flags became, the more dangerous they became, and how clear as day they were then. But they were there at the beginning, I assure you. I assure you. So, it's not easy. It really, if it were easy, we'd be living in utopia right now. But no, we're gearing towards a dystopian future with all this artificial intelligence. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna make a doomsday video about ChatGPT. Don't you worry about that. That's not gonna happen. Anyway, guys, here's what I want you to do. I have a video I want you to check out. It's about the red flags and how they were always there. Just click on this card right here. I go into detail more than I just did right now, so you can realize that everybody you meet is gonna have red flags, orange flags, you know, something like, okay, just people always reveal information. It doesn't have to be evil or wicked all the time, but there's always information. There's always things that we do or that we say, mannerisms, stories that we tell, preferred stories that we tell. There's always things that we do. We're human. And not all of them are going to be red flags of psychopathy or narcissism, but you need to be able to differentiate, right? The difference between a red flag, or if you're just hypervigilant and super paranoid and traumatized, you need to be able to differentiate from that. So check out that video and let me know your thoughts on those red flags that you saw at the beginning of your relationship that now you realize you're like, damn, I wish I would have just paid attention to that and never entertained another date. I mean, I could list so many. I could list so many, but that's in the past, and you got to leave it behind you. There's nothing you can do to change it, but you can learn from it. You learn from it so that when it happens again, when you recognize it again, as you go back out there and you start enjoying your life, living your life, and you meet new people, that you can recognize these things, because it not always is going to lead to a narcissistic relationship, but it could be just people, you know, friends, business partners, things like that. You meet people and you realize, hey, you know what? I can't go into business with this guy. I can't trust someone like that. I don't know. They're talking about imagine like you're going to hire somebody to work at your company and they're just trashing the last 3 companies that they worked for. You know, that tells me that I'm going to be the fourth company that they're going to trash at some point. All right, so you got to be careful when you listen to these stories. All these crazy exes, all these crazy situations, and they're always the victim. Come on, we have to learn how to take some accountability. If the person is not taking any accountability, if they're always just blaming and pointing the finger, they can never say, hey, yeah, they did this, but you know what? I was also guilty of this. I did this wrong, and I should have done it this way. If they're not able to do that, and they're just blaming, one day they're going to blame you too. Okay? So that's all I got for today. If you'd like the video, please share and subscribe so you can get notified when I post another video like this. And don't forget to drop a like on the video to help with the algorithm and stuff. If you didn't like it, you can hit a thumbs down. It's going to help just as well, but at least you're being authentic. That's all I got for today, though. Serious. My name is Kita. Thanks for watching till the end. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. This is Psychopath Exposure. Stay strong. Do what you got to do to make your life better, 1% at a time. All right? I'll see you in the next one.